Good morning, Gale Cougars. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. Well, I want to say a big happy birthday to Probgun. I hope that you have a wonderful day. We miss you, and I hope you are celebrating. Our quote today is, "Hope is the only thing stronger than fear." And so, Gale students, I want you to remember that there are always going to be things in our lives that are scary and intimidating. Perhaps it's a math assignment. Perhaps a teacher assigns you to read a really big book. Whatever it is, sometimes those things can be intimidating. Sometimes there are things that have nothing to do with school that might make you scared or intimidated. But I don't want you to give up hope on yourself. I want you to remember that you can read a book one word at a time, that you can do that math assignment by breaking it down into small steps. Never give up hope, especially in yourself. Today is the first set of announcements for the week, and so here I am doing the announcements in a new location in the school. So where am I? I bet a lot of you probably know where I am. So if you can figure it out, send me an email, let me know, and I'll read your announcements, your name over the announcements, okay? We have a new clue for Carmen Sandiego. She is in a new location. Before I say the clue, I want to say congratulations to Dylan and Evan and Jarrett, who guessed that last week she was in Kathmandu. I think the name of that city is so fun to say. Kathmandu, so good. Okay, so she is in a new city right now, and here is our new clue. Carmen is intelligent and cunning like a wolf. Perhaps that's why she chose this next city to travel to. In an ancient story about how this city was founded, two brothers, Romulus and Remus, were raised by a wolf. They grew up to create this city. What could it be? If you know, or if you have some idea, then I want you to go ahead and send me an email, srozny@galesburg205.org. Now, I know last week I said we weren't going to do any more challenges, and we're not. But what I am going to be putting up every day is an activity that you can do to work towards our SEL core competencies. So SEL stands for social and emotional learning. And so every week we are going to have a new SEL core competency that we are going to work on. And that's something that we're doing all across the school district. So you're going to be hearing the same things if you have brothers and sisters in different schools. So our SEL core competency this week is focusing on self-awareness. So when I think about self-awareness, I think about a time in my life that I became more self-aware. It was about 20 years ago. I was 21 years old, and I got on an airplane, and I left my friends and my family in Illinois, where I had lived all my life, to go to a small country in West Africa called the Gambia, and I was with the United States Peace Corps. Now, a lot of times when people think of the Peace Corps, they think it's a whole group of people who are going together to work and to volunteer. That's not what it looks like. We all showed up in the country as one big group, but then we were assigned to different villages where we would do our work. And so where I lived, there was nobody around for miles who spoke English when I got there. And it was very different from how I lived at home. I'm actually going to share a picture with you. This is me. Whoa, there, can you see it? That's me carrying water. Yes, I'm carrying a bucket of water on my head. It turns out that actually is the easiest way to do it. If you carry the water at your side, it's going to knock over. You're going to get your feet covered in water, so you're going to lose a lot of the water, and then the sand starts sticking to your feet and feels really yucky. And the thing is, when you have to walk so far to get water and you have to carry it back on your head to bring it back, and that's the water that I would use to cook, to drink from. I would take cups of it, and that's how I would take a shower. When water is so precious and you have to work for every bit of water that you get, you're not going to want to spill it. So if the easiest and most efficient way is to put it on your head, that's what you're going to do. Okay. I've got another picture here. This was me with one of the families that I stayed with, all dressed up. They gave me those clothes to wear that day. I looked pretty cool. it was really neat, but I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have running water in my house. I didn't have electricity in my house. And I didn't have anybody around that was from America who understood the sort of things that I was used to about growing up. Nobody to really talk to and relate to like that. And so it was very silent for me. There were people all around, but they were all speaking a language I didn't understand. I had been trained in the language of Mandinka and lived in a village where they spoke Mandinka. And then when they put me in the village I would live for the next 2 years, I realized that they spoke Fulani there. And Mandinka and Fulani are two very different languages, and I could not speak that language. It was very, very difficult for me. And so it was very silent. There'd be people talking all around me, but it didn't make any sense to me because I didn't understand that language, and it was lonely and it was quiet. So quiet. I think sometimes we don't have enough quiet in our lives, and when things get too quiet, what do? We turn on the television. If you have a phone, you might pick up your phone, start texting a friend, start playing a video game, even reading a book. We're always looking to outside media that is going to kind of fill that silence in us. But for me in my life, what helped me work on self-awareness was just that quiet, having the time to allow my own thoughts to pop up. Really, I think made me a much, much better person. And so today, I don't have a challenge for you, but my activity that I would suggest, if you've got time today or sometime this week, the activity is I want you to go for a silent walk. You can walk with a friend, family member, whatever. Well, don't walk with a friend actually right now, but you can walk with a family member, and remember to maintain your social distancing with other people that are walking outside where it's beautiful. And even though if it's a little chilly today, but I want it to be quiet. Don't listen to music. Don't talk. Just allow those thoughts to pop into your brain. And I wouldn't even spend too much time thinking about those thoughts. Just kind of observe that thought popped up. Okay? That is my activity for you for today. And I think that's something you want to do more than one time. If this is something that you enjoyed or you got something out of it, something that maybe you should do on a regular basis. And that for me is something that helps me work on self-awareness, and I hope it helps you too. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. We are going to do the Pledge of Allegiance and the Gale School Pledge. Take care. Please stand for a moment of silence. And now for the Gale School Pledge and the Pledge of Allegiance. I am a Gale Cougar. I will be kind and respectful. I will be okay even when others are not okay. I will make good choices. I will help others and do good things even when I don't want to or it's hard. I am a proud Gale Cougar. We are Gale. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Gale Cougars, and have a wonderful day.